Welcome to the Richard Stewart Show. My name is Richard Stewart. I'm a former national team player for the Canadian national team who won a silver medal for Canada in the 91 games in Sheffield, England. I also played at St. Joseph's University, NCAA Division I in the Atlantic 10 Conference.
Stewart again down the lane, no foul, they let him have it. Richard has 19.
Currently, I own Advanced Basketball Canada, a program that teaches kids how to play basketball from the fundamentals to the more advanced. Two of the notable players that I've trained are Dillon who plays for the Memphis Grizzlies,
and Brooks will go and jam it with the right hand off the setup by Moran.
And Ignas Brazdeikiz,
Brazdeikiz to steal, some contact, and we play on. Brazdeikiz, happy holiday,
who plays for the New York Knicks. I also train ladies, and the ladies that are in university and have played in Europe as well. So I have a lot of ladies who have trained and are playing basketball. We'll be talking about the myth that New York is the Mecca of basketball. Hey, last time I checked, Mecca was in Saudi Arabia, not New York, all right? So that's a false premise right away. Now, Philadelphia is the center of basketball. It's the center of the basketball universe. You understand that, everyone? All right, this is my perspective, right? And my perception of what's happening. And what's perspective? Think about it like this. Two blonde girls are sitting on a bench in the evening. One says to the other, which one is further, the moon or Florida? Her girlfriend looks up, looks around, and says, well, Florida has to be further because I can see the moon. Come on, all right? That's perception. That's what people in New York are doing. They're blind. They have no perception of what's real and what's not. So now, let's do this. My first point, Wilt Chamberlain. Come on, he's the greatest player of all time. Everybody knows that. The GOAT, that's who it is, Wilt Chamberlain. Philadelphia 76ers, right? No Knickerbocker, all right? No Nick has ever done what he has done. You're talking about 50-point games, 30 rebound games, 17 block shots, 22 block shots, 15, 20 assists for a center, 15 steal games for a center. Like, come on, ain't no New York player ever done that. The last great player that New York had was the Hoya Destroyer himself, Patrick Ewing. And Patrick Ewing, all right, was a great player. And I love Patrick. Why? Yeah, he's a Jamaican, right? So big up all the yard man them out there, all right? But Patrick's the last great player they ever had, all right? Let's go on further with Philadelphia. Think about what Philly had, all right? Dr. J. Think about it. Anybody smoother? Anybody better? You remember when he came down the court and pulled it on Cooper and dunked it on him? In the championship against the Lakers? You remember when he came out of the basket and came around and finished? Dr. J. Ain't nobody in New York had the style, the grace like Dr. J. That's who I patterned my game after. Now, think about this. Bernard King, before Patrick, was the best player that New York had. I mean, Bernard King was nice, but come on now. Come on, all right? Philadelphia has it here, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's talk about coaches and some other players that Philly had, right? Let's talk about coaches and players that Philly had, all right? So guys like Chuck Daly. I bet you didn't know Chuck Daly was from Pennsylvania. Yeah, won a championship with the Pistons. How about Dr. Jack Ramsey, who won a championship with the Portland Trailblazers, all right? With who? Big Red, Bill Walton, all right? His son, Luke, coached the Lakers a couple of years ago, right? We're talking about Dr. Jack McKinney, and Jack McKinney also coached at St. Joe's, great college coach back in the 60s. We're talking about Billy Cunningham, 76ers coach, championship coach, Jim Lynam, coach, Matt Gukas, who was the inaugural coach for the expansion Orlando Magic. All Philly people I'm talking about here, all right? These are all the Philly people. Now, we're going to go on with like Speedy Morris, LaSalle coach, Fran Dunphy, University of Pennsylvania coach, Jim Boyle, who coached at St. Joe's, and Phil Martelli. Phil Martelli is actually one of the few people, one of the 25 in NCAA history, right, that went undefeated for this season. You gotta put Phil Martelli in there. Phil is now coaching with Juwan Howard at Michigan. Go Phil, we love you. All right. Next, we're gonna talk about Sonny Hill. If you know anything about basketball, you know about the Sonny Hill League. The Sonny Hill League, which is the NCAA league back in the day, where all NCAA players would come and play in the summer. He also ran the Baker League, which is a sanctioned NBA league. I played in both those leagues. right? So NBA players are coming and playing those leagues in Philly in the summer to keep their game sharp. You got to talk about Sunny Hill. You know about basketball. That's all Philly stuff right now, right? That's why Philly is the center of basketball in the universe. Then the last one I'm going to talk about is John Chaney. Think about him. Played for the Globetrotters, played in the old basketball leagues. The advent of the matchup zone. Why matchup zone? Well, think about it. His teams were beating people 35-32, 48-45. Duke University, North Carolina. He's matched up against all those teams and coming out with wins and coming out with close games. He is a master. A master. Had guys like Eddie Jones, who played for the Lakers, play for him. Had guys like Eddie McKee, Sixth Man of the Year for the Sixers. I mean, think about all the great players that came out of Temple through John Chaney. He gave opportunity to a lot of kids. All right. John Chaney, after a game, said to me after St. Joe's played Temple, he says, "Stewart, good game." I was on cloud 9. If John Chaney says good game to me, I'm good to go. All right. So that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put together a team of guys. I'm going to go play New York Knicks, this current team. I'll put together old guys. Here are the guys I'm going to bring with me. Charles Barkley. All right. I'm going to bring with me Allen Iverson. Got to bring him with me. All right. Think about those guys. I'll probably bring Rocky Llewellyn with me. Who else should I bring with me? Phil Dixon. You guys know that those guys from Toronto. Bring with me for sure. I got to bring man from North Philly, Kyle Lowry, Siakam. We need some young guys to run with him, right? And my man, Eric Hammond, stretch. Bring him with me. We're gonna go and beat New York in their place, right? I'm gonna bill it as the Thriller in Rat Miller. Why Rat Miller? Because the Garden is an overpriced rat hole. I'm telling you that right now. That's what it is. It's overpriced. Nobody wants to go there anymore and pay all that money for that thing. The entertainment value is crap. Think about it. Why am I gonna call it Rat Miller? You guys remember that video on the internet with the rat dragging that giant pizza slice down the stairs? New York is full of rats. So now we're gonna call it the Thriller in Rat Miller. Who should we have to promote it? Don King, Bob Arum. Those guys are great promoters. Let's have those guys promote this show, all right? And we're gonna beat them 86-82. Some of the other great players that played in Philadelphia, guys like Charles Barkley, I said Allen Iverson. How about Andrew Toney, the Boston Strangler? I mean, that guy was a great basketball player. And wait for it, Kobe Bryant. Drop the mic, done, finish, all right? All right, back to New York now. Their greatest fan, Spike Lee. Hey, Spike's a great fan of that team. Spike spent over $1 million on tickets. Spike, use that money and give it to charity. Yeah, you're an intelligent guy. Come on, Spike. You're a genius. You're a great filmmaker. You're an Academy Awards winner. You're an Oscar winner. Use that money with the charity. But you know what? I think you're a diabolical genius, Spike, because you know what? The New York Knicks team is a charity. So you're probably getting a write-off. Hey, Spike. All right, that's all right. Keep doing what you're doing. Now we're going to our commercial break. We'll be right back. I thank you for our sponsor. Hey, what is this? Oh, another sugary snack. Get rid of that thing. Hey, no sugary snack for kids. No way that's sullying our program. Our kids, we're feeding them healthy snacks, ladies and gentlemen. So get rid of that thing. Come on now. Where's my producer? Why is he giving me sugary snacks? We're not having it on this program. Hey, welcome back to our program. I would like to welcome our special guest, all right, Mark Reed, the Little General. Played at St. Mike's and Pearson, former great point guard here in the city of Toronto. Mark actually is from the Bronx, New York. Currently, he is the future operations sergeant major in South Korea. And Mark is joining us live from South Korea. Mark, welcome to the program. Thank you for your service to your country, my friend. How are you, Mark?
Thank you. I'm okay, man. Thank you for having me there.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure having you. We have Mark on the phone, ladies and gentlemen, and just trying to make sure we get him here so you can hear some stuff about old school basketball in Toronto. Mark, tell me a little bit about your time at St. Mike's.
Oh, St. Mike was a great opportunity for me. It was great leadership. It helped me a great deal in my career as far as now. As far as playing with Bernard Jackson, the great rest in peace, Jeff Zauner. Yeah,
Bernard Jackson. Mark, Bernard Jackson played with me on the junior national team. We went to Italy together. Bernard got a scholarship from St. Mike's, and Bernard, I knew you said helped you, but Bernard got a scholarship and went on to play in the Ivy League. And I went to watch him at Cornell. That's right, at Cornell. A gentle giant. Tell me about Bernard, a good guy, huh?
Bernard was the greatest guy in the world. Very, passionate. He was like the biggest kid. It was nothing but life, full of life.
Yeah.
Always cracking jokes. Knew every square root of everything.
Everything.
You give him a number, he'll give you the square root of it.
People don't understand. Bernard was like, what, 6'10", and big, and just intelligent. One of the most intelligent people I've ever been around. A gentle giant. And when I was in Philadelphia, I went to watch him when Cornell played University of Pennsylvania. And I was just thrilled to see him doing his thing. And that's a great thing that you brought that up. Tell me what it was like coming after the man, the myth. You know who he is. You know who he is. The big man from St. Mike's.
Oh, Leo Routins.
Leo Routins.
Coming out of,
I'm trying to lead you here. Leo Routins.
Leo Routins, I think one of the greatest players that came out of Canada.
Oh yeah.
When you walked into St. Mike's, you basically had a sense of Leo Routins.
Oh yeah.
Especially when he came to the gym and practices and stuff like that. You wanted to be just like him. You wanted to get as far as he can get to, like as far as he went.
Yes.
In the ring.
So Leo, so you're trying to say that Leo Routins was one of those guys at St. Mike's that everybody wanted to be like. They wanted to be successful. He brought success to that program. And guys, if you don't remember,
Absolutely.
Leo Routins got drafted by the 76ers. Leo then went on to do some work on Wall Street in New York. And then Leo's currently one of the commentators for the Toronto Raptors. So, and I know Leo a little bit, and I know Leo's sons. Leo's sons went to St. Mike's as well. So some great points you're bringing up. Tell me about your Pearson years, man. You won a championship with Pearson. How did you manage that?
Well, when it coming out of St. Mike's, going into Pearson, the St. Mike's brought me the type of leadership and the winning type of attitude. When I went to Pearson, it was, difficult. But, we got the team to get guys together, and we would set one goal. And basically accomplished championships after Dennis Smith left for Leacock.
That's interesting you said that, Mark. Because right now, Mark, it's interesting you said something about leadership. And young people don't understand that you have to follow before you can lead. You said when you went to St. Mike's that you learned the process of becoming a leader. So you had to follow first. And when you went to Pearson, you became a leader and led that team to a championship. That's awesome. And look at it now. You're a sergeant major in the U.S. Army. I mean, come on. I mean, that's an amazing stuff.
Yes.
So this helps you. And that's why I try to tell kids. Basketball is a tool, a stepping stone to get to somewhere else. And you have to understand that, all right? Your grades are important, your schoolwork is important, and that got you to where you're at. Listen, man, I am so proud of you, man. You've done a great job doing well for your country. Thank you for your service to your country. You're helping keep America free, and I'm just so proud of you. Thank you for being part of my program today, Mark. Love you, man.
Not a problem.
All right, brother.
Not a problem. All right.
All right. Welcome back to our program. In recent news, Tom Brady moved on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, Tom is the greatest quarterback of all time. I think we have to agree on that. My favorite guy is Joe Montana. I mean, Joe Montana was money. I mean, I love that guy, the way he played the position and what he did for San Francisco 49ers. However, you've got to give it to Tom Brady at this point. I mean, the guy is just a consummate pro. He's a winner. The thing about it is that we're going to find out if it was him or Belichick. I believe the player is the one that plays the games, obviously. So he's the one that has to orchestrate things and his mental abilities, lack of turnovers. He never puts his team in a position to lose games. Just a great player. So I think that Brady will do well this year, folks. Now, in this segment, the viewer's choice for Scrub Nation. All right, so the viewers came up with this one. Scrub Nation. We're going to put this guy in Scrub Nation. He's either has to be 6'9" to 7 foot tall and miss a dunk or a layup. Let's go to the tape. Oh, look at that, who it is. KD. Kevin Durant is in Scrub Nation. He missed a dunk going straight down the middle, folks. Come on, KD. You're in Scrub Nation. Get out of here. Next week, we'll have the viewer's choice for Wasteman Wing, okay? And that's a guard or a wingman who drives to the basket, okay, has a clear layup, turns around, passes the ball for a three to a guy who shoots 30%. I mean, come on, that's a waste man move. Come on now. So we'll have folks write in and also call in for that, and we'll have that for you next week. Remember, Little things turn into big things. God bless you. Have a great day.